Hello everybody, it's 2025. Today we're going to be going over Origin Labo drift line. All right guys, we got two drift line kits here, so we're just going to go over both of them and point out some of the features. I mean, there's not many features in the body kit, but I guess like little things that we notice how they look. Drift line is the newest Origin Labo body kit line. They have drift line for all of the S chassis. They have it for JZX, and they also have it for the ZN6 chassis. So we're going to be going over the 180SX drift line kit today, and also the Underpanel kit. So as you guys can tell, this is the front bumper for the drift line kit. So what I originally thought they were going for with the drift line kit was more of a, I guess you could say, Mahon style drift type body kit. Something that maybe sat a little bit higher, but you could make it look low with underpanels and kind of had that aggressive feel. And so far from what we've seen, I think I'm right, but it's weird. Eddie, do you think this body kit sits low? Like if you saw this right now, to me, this looks like it's high, right? That's high. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, so I think I was right with my initial idea. These kits look like they sit a little bit higher than, let's say, the old aggressive style, but it does have a similar look to it. Aggressive is a little bit more sharper. From what I know, aggressive is almost like a direct Euros rep, so it's very sharp at the bottom. This has a little body line change right here and goes straight down. So this is definitely a little bit more classy compared to the aggressive line. I also think that these body kits sit a little bit higher. I mean, just looking at the side profile right here, the piece that goes over the fender, it's very short compared to, let's say aggressive, let's say BN Sports for sure. BN Sports is super tall right here. But what this reminds me of, the distance, it reminds me of a racing line kit. Because racing line was the same thing. It was more of a short body kit, but you put a lot of underpanels on it and stuff like that. Any body kit that Origin Labo designs with underpanels, you can almost guarantee it's going to sit a little bit higher than the other ones. So it should be a lot more street friendly if you're trying not to scrape. But to me, these body kits are kind of made for cars that sit a little bit higher, and they just give you that more aggressive look. That's my opinion, obviously. If you wanted to run this on the street, you'd be very happy because I don't think you're going to scrape much with it. Some things I noticed right off the bat is they have a body line here directly in the center of the body kit. It goes right through the position lights and everything, and it kind of angles right there. That's an interesting body line to add. The center vent does come above. It sits a little bit higher than the side vents. Am I right with that? Yeah. Yeah. So the side vents are a little smaller than the center vent, which is cool. It gives it a little bit more of an aggressive stance in the front, and it gives you more airflow to your intercooler. Everything else is pretty much standard. Like I said, this distance from the ground to the bottom of the center vent, it's pretty short in my eyes. So we're gonna go back to this later. We're gonna put an underpanel kit on it, and we're gonna see how it looks after that. But let's jump to the side skirt. So this is the side skirt for the 180SX driftline kit. I love the side skirt, honestly. This side skirt is definitely pretty awesome. To me, when I look at the side skirt, it actually looks like it sits pretty low. So this kit is interesting. The front gives it a look as if it's sitting pretty high up, but I bet this body kit is sitting a tad bit lower than I think it is. Because this side skirt definitely looks pretty aggressive, and it's just enough of a flare to where it's not looking like Euros. It's not really bell-bottomed out, but it's also not just, streamlined. It's not completely flat like a stylish kit or something like that. So yeah, I actually really like the side skirt. If I had to say so far, the side skirt is my favorite part about this body kit. All right, let's jump to the rear. Actually, before we do that. So this side skirt actually goes behind the door would kind of line up with this body line right here. Sorry, I'm covered in fiberglass. I feel like every video I'm just covered in fiberglass. This body line is kind of where the door shuts, and then this body line is behind the door. It's in the door sill area, the door jamb. So you can actually mount this to the door sill on the bottom. I've used rivets before to mount these to the door sill. So it's a pretty cool mounting spot that, you know, because some body kits end before that, and then you're just like, what do I even do here? Things just flapping in the air. All right, let's jump to the rear. I'll move this for you. This is Tom's body kit, so we can just drop this on the ground if we have to, because it's going to see a lot worse than that. All right, so like I said, this is kind of matching the front. This distance is pretty short, and this gives you a really good, what do you call it? Point of measure, because the license plate is right here. So this distance is super short. If this distance is that short from the plate to the bottom of the bumper, then this is sitting higher. So this body kit does sit a little bit higher than something like BN Sports. I would say this is probably sitting more like a PS Deuce body kit, something along those lines. So it's more of a street-friendly body kit, but I believe the main reason for that was so that you could put underpanel kits on it and stuff like that. They did keep that body line that goes around the car on a stock 180SX. Usually has a paint, what is it, paint? No, it's, what do you call it? It's like a trim line, little vinyl trim line. So they kept that body line. That's an interesting move because I'm kind of surprised they did that, to be honest. Let's see. Let's see if it matches up. So that line probably continues all the way down the side of the car. This probably does not cover that body line for the vinyl trim. So this whole body kit is probably sitting below, which also makes this look shorter, because if this was designed to cover that body line, it would be sitting up here. Just little weird things that you notice when you have a room full of body kits. All right, so that's, I guess, gonna cover this. If you guys have had Origin Aero before, you already know there's no mounting points drilled or any holes like that. There's places to make mounting holes, but there's no holes drilled. This is not a $3,000 body kit. This is a, at this time, $1,500 body kit. License plate lights can be mounted here, which is a pretty cool feature. I've definitely used that before. And yeah, single exit exhaust, just like the factory car. But yeah, I'm gonna throw this underpanel kit on this thing, and we're gonna get kind of an idea of what it's supposed to look like, all dressed up. That fits perfect. Yeah, so that looks a lot better. Yeah, that kind of makes the whole front bumper situation look a little bit better. The bottom of the front bumper for Racing Line comes up in the center. So you always have a little bit of a gap there when you put the underpanel on, but this bumper is completely flat on the bottom, so the underpanel sits perfect on the bottom, which will make the mounting points a little bit more sturdy as well, so that's cool. Sides, just a piece of thin fiberglass that goes along the bottom, just to make, I mean, body kits always look better with, aero in general always looks better with a thin black piece on the side skirts. So it's cool that they made it for the whole kit. They even added the little flared up piece right here. And then the rear is awesome. The rear is like kind of like a vortex generator style piece that bolts on top of the rear bumper instead of under it. So it's kind of sick. Definitely more sturdy than something bolting directly underneath it. So now we've seen what the 180SX Driftline kit looks like with the full underpanel set. Let's go over to the ZN6 kit that we have. All right, guys, this is the ZN6 BRZ FRS GT86. How many names does this car have? Driftline body kit. We've gone over this one already in our ZN6 Origin Labo video. So if you want more details on it, check it out there, but just wanted to kind of give you guys a look at this thing as well. Like I said, they make these driftline kits for JZX chassis, S chassis, and now ZN6. So if you guys have any of those cars, the driftline kit is available. We are in February 2025 right now, and we are putting in another container order. So if you guys want to get on any pre-orders, make sure to send us an email, sales@factionmotorsports.com. If there's something that you want that you don't see in this video or the previous video, place the order on our website, make an order note that says you are aware of the 4 to 6 month ETA right now for the next container, and we will just put your order in. All right, guys, so before the end of the video, I just wanted to shout out Origin Labo shark vent fenders that they just came out with. This is for the ZN6, but you can get this fender on 180SX as well. And I think JZX, yeah, they make this fender for a bunch of cars now. It's only available on the Type 3 fenders, so the 55 mil and wider. But I just want to shout these out because I love the way these vents look. I think Josh has one on his, Front Street Josh has one on his 180SX in Japan. So Eddie can maybe put a photo in if that's true. I hope it is. But yeah, love these vents. It's another new thing. It came out last year, but we haven't really seen many people running it, so. All right, guys, that does it for the Origin Labo Driftline in-depth review. Was that an in-depth review? I feel like that was pretty in-depth. I mean, I was talking about body lines and like that. That was pretty crazy. There's not really much more in-depth you can go with a body kit other than like mounting points, which we kind of went over as well. So guys, yeah, if you like affordable aero, make sure you check out Origin Labo on our website, factionmotorsports.com. And yeah, get these drift cars looking good for 2025. Let's go. Told you it was a 2025 video. That's perfect.